Good morning and happy Sunday to Naples. We got back pretty late last night from Sorrento, but this morning are out and about doing some shopping. Most stores are closed today because it's Sunday, but we found this little kind of Chinatown electronics store area with a lot of stores that are open. Early Sunday morning on Napoli. It's definitely not as lively as it is at night, but still way more lively for a Sunday than most of Europe. This was a nice morning walk to start off the day in Naples, but we're actually off to take the train to Florence. Here we are, off to take the fast train to Florence. We've arrived in the beautiful city of Florence, where we'll be making our home for the next 2 weeks. Wow, Florence is such a beautiful city. And it feels much cooler and cleaner here than in Naples. We've arrived in our lovely, lovely Airbnb. Look at this place, it's beautiful. When in Italy, on every corner there seems to be a popular gelato shop, and this one looked too good to pass up. We're here at the busy Ponte Vecchio. This is the massive Palazzo Pitti, with an art gallery inside and Boboli gardens in the back. Amazing, the architecture and the squares here are so beautiful. I really like these car-free streets of Florence. And even though today's Sunday, there's so many stores open, I would never imagine that it's a Sunday here in Europe. We're sitting down for a Tuscan dinner, starting with some bruschetta and panzanella, a bread salad. Now this is the main course that we came for, bistecca alla Fiorentina. Ah, Florence is such a beautiful city at night. We're back on the Ponte Vecchio. Look at that beautiful sunset view. Good morning to Monday in Florence. It's a nice, cool Tuscan morning today. We're just crossing the Arno River, heading back into the center of town. We ran into this little building. It's so beautiful. All they sell here is perfume. Florence is just full of amazing buildings. The city is still just waking up to a new day. Here we are in the market. This place is just bustling. Look at how many different types of mushrooms. And upstairs there's even more. A whole section with prepared foods and restaurants. In the central market, we're at Narbonne, and these look like delicious dishes. There's a tripe sandwich, peposo, and broccoli. We just spent the early afternoon walking through the heart of Florence, taking a Renaissance walk, and are now going up to Piazza del Michelangelo to look for some views of the city. Just a short hike up, and there are these beautiful views of Florence. Before calling it a day, we of course stopped for some gelato and had a black sesame flavor I really liked, and are going to the supermarket to pick up some groceries. We're up early in the morning again, exploring busy Florence. We stopped for a quick lunch, and then there was a freak sudden thunderstorm with torrential rain, but it stopped pretty quickly, and now we're at the Galleria dell'Accademia, going inside to see Michelangelo's David. We're exploring some of the neighborhoods south of the Arno River today. Definitely having a look at a more local slice of life. This is a really nice little local square. We ran into this little wine bar run by the most lovely couple. We're visiting the Galileo Museum. This is a view I'll never get tired of. We're on our way to the train station right now because even though today is a Thursday, we are taking a little side trip to Pisa. Just an hour later, we're in a new city. We're in Pisa. Here in Pisa, we stopped for a lunch of Tuscan sandwiches and then had some of the best frozen yogurt ever. The Leaning Tower is a lot smaller than I anticipated. And after our short visit, we're back at the train station to head back to Florence. Today is Saturday, and we're up bright and early at the Florence train station because we're taking a day trip to the Cinque Terre. This is a beautiful view of the coastline. We took the train to Corniglia and are now starting our hike. These are some beautiful seaside villages. Beautiful, the views here just keep getting better. We're approaching the town of Vernazza. Wow, what a charming little town. We've had a long day of hiking, so we hopped on the train for the 4-minute ride to Monterosso. That's one beautiful view. We're walking into Monterosso's old town, Centro Storico, and it's really charming. Today was definitely a bit of a whirlwind tour of Cinque Terre, but beautiful nonetheless. We just sat down for a nice dinner of spaghetti, frutti di mare, and local anchovies. With the sun setting now, the city is really coming to life. Sadly, time is short, and we're already waiting for a train to head back to La Spezia and then Florence. It's been quite a long day, but we finally made it back to Firenze. Today is Sunday in Florence, and the weekend adventures never end. We're heading off to Siena for a day trip. And just like that, we've arrived in Siena. This is a beautiful medieval city. This is the beautiful main square. It's called Il Campo. Here's the beautiful Duomo. Today was an amazing day. We stopped here for dinner too. Probably one of my favorite dinners in Italy so far. And are now on the bus back to Florence. On the express bus, it was a quick ride back to Florence. And now we're just walking around the Santo Spirito neighborhood. Just don't want to head back home yet. Good morning. Today is Monday, the start of our second week in Florence. And we're starting it off immediately by doing an Airbnb experience, a cooking class and a visit to a Tuscan farm out in the countryside.
They have a wine tasting. What's his name? Bacco. Yeah, it's like the god of wine. You make a limoncello with it. Ooh. You tasted it, limoncello. And this type of olive is like not only in Tuscany, but like only in this area.
We need to make the ravioli. For sure you all know how the ravioli is like the square one with the filling in the middle.
On the train back to Florence. Happy Wednesday to Florence. We're taking a little side trip today up to Fiesole. I'm just waiting for the bus. We've arrived in this little town of Fiesole. There's a nice little town square here, but the main draw is the beautiful views of the city. This is the Fiesole Cemetery, and it's actually really beautifully laid out. Now this is an amazing view of Florence. Over there in the distance you can see the Duomo. Sitting down for a leisurely lunch here in the main square. Now we're doing a little more exploring and walking into this narrow residential neighborhood. It is hot today. Perfect time to stop for gelato. Today is Thursday in Florence and we're off to actually take a cooking class. Last week when exploring the neighborhood we ran into this specialty food store and met the owners, and they were so passionate about what they did. We decided to come back for their cooking class. That was a fun cooking class. We made 2 types of pastas with 2 different types of sauces. Now we're waiting in line to get into the Duomo to have a look inside. It's Friday morning and we're on the fast train to Bologna. And just like that, in less than 40 minutes, we're in a new city. Bologna reminds me a lot of Milano. It's a very modern, cosmopolitan, very bustling city. We're here to check out Mercato di Mezzo. Now this is an interesting building. It's a mix between an eataly and a bookstore. There are so many charming shops here. Cured meats, cheeses, wines. We had a nice leisurely lunch right by the market, sampling some of the local cold cuts and cheeses, and also had some gelato for dessert. On the way back to the train station, there's a huge flea market here. Back in Bologna now, and we dropped off our things at our hotel and then took the bus ride out here to Fico Italy World. It's an amusement park dedicated to Italian food. There's this huge fig greeting us at the entrance. And there's animals here too.
And then there will be the prosciuttos, you know, the Italian prosciuttos. So that's the San Daniele variety from the north of Italy. So if you see that symbol, the yellow and blue, that's the PGI certification.
I'm absolutely astounded. This park is so huge, they even have bikes you can use to get around. I seriously can't believe how much there's to see here. We just passed the wine, olive oil, and vinegar sections. Now there's beer and desserts. On top of the animals, there's also a truffle garden, a vineyard, and olive grove. This was an amazing visit to Italy World. We're on our way to catch our bus back to the city and are walking through this nice little shopping center. We are walking through the porticos of the University of Bologna. The student food hall definitely reminds me of being back at university. We're in an area that's the former Jewish ghetto, and this place is just so trendy and so hipster. The city really seems to come to life at night. I love that they close off these wide shopping streets to cars and just make them pedestrian walkways.